Hello, hello. Double dose of our goddess chat. I am Leah, and I'll just give Facebook a minute or two to let you guys know I'm here. Go ahead and take my sip of water to get ready for this conversation that I'm so excited about. As you're joining, as you see this, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. If you catch the replay, drop hashtag replay. Awesome, Jackie, I see you. And it says it's adding you, so hopefully we'll be good to go.
Hi.
Yay!
Oh, it worked. Yay.
It did. Pretty quick, too. Awesome. So I was just giving it a minute for Facebook just to let everyone know that we're here, and I see that more people are joining. So since I have you, that's awesome. Okay. Comments are working. Hello, Chelsea. Chelsea will be at Floyd Yoga Jam. Yes, yes, yes. Hello. Yeah, so as you join in, please drop a comment. Let us know you're here. If you have questions as we chat, please let us know. And again, if you're catching the replay, drop replay. And if you're wondering, who am I and what is this? Let me touch on that first. My name is Leah DeLuzio, and I'm the owner-founder of Her Sacred Circle, and lucky enough to be the admin of this community. Hello, Vicky. Thanks for joining. And this is your second dose of a goddess chat for this month. And what that is it's an opportunity for me to serve as a bridge. There are so many inspiring women in this community. I'm like actually wearing a shirt that says, "Babes support babes." I don't know if you can see it, but being a cheerleader for other women really lights me up. And so these goddess chats are just an opportunity for me to bring on badass women and talk about the medicine that they are here sharing with the world. So I have Miss Jacquie Lopez with us today, and she is representing Floyd Yoga Jam. And I've posted a little bit about it here in the community, but Floyd Yoga Jam is one of my absolute favorite festivals. It's a yoga and music festival that takes place in the mountains of Virginia in the area where I used to live. And I'm so excited because I will be returning to Floyd Yoga Jam this year after a several-year hiatus after I moved to the beach. So I'll be back up on the mountain. I'm honored to be facilitating a couple of circles there, but we'll get into all of that later. So Jacquie, you're here. Let's get talking. I would love to know, first, thank you for being here. I know we had some technical issues last time.
Last month,
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out this time. Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so if you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself and maybe how Floyd Yoga Jam came into your life.
Sure. So yeah, Floyd Yoga Jam is definitely my favorite festival too. And I really found it kind of by accident. I had gotten into a really bad accident and was rehabbing a knee injury. I had several surgeries on it. And my therapist suggested, my physical therapist suggested I try yoga. So I happened to find a studio, and as I started going, there was a little flyer for the very first yoga jam. And I thought, oh, that looks fun. You know, it just looked small and intimate. And so I went. And I wasn't really that much into yoga yet. And I was still limping. And I was so overwhelmed by the love and the acceptance and the variety of things that were available, even to somebody who wasn't a great yogi or didn't, you know, there was music and food and shopping and all kinds of yoga offerings, you know, just so that it was almost like a sampling. So I was so thrilled. And one of the things that happened to me was that I took a meditation class in the early morning. And so during that very first meditation class that I'd ever been in, I actually had a really beautiful spiritual experience. And so for me, I left that meditation knowing and without a doubt that we are all one, you know, and just so pleased. And I was crying, blissfully crying for like hours. And I ran into the founders of the festival, Laura at the time, and Shirley Ann, who's still fully engaged. And then I said, I want to volunteer. I want to help out. And that was 10 years ago. So I've been helping out ever since. And so I am involved with the festival throughout the year, just helping to pull together vendors, whatever Shirley Ann needs. And then I'm sitting at the box office. So, you know, managing vendors there, checking everybody in. So first faces you'll see. So that's kind of my, like, how I found Yoga Jam. But I tell you, every year it's just a gift. So thanks for having me get to talk about it. It's one of my favorite things. So.
Oh, I love it. And I love how you just touch on that you have these personal moments, you know, because yes, there's yoga, yes, there's music, yes, there's community, amazing food, all of the things that we'll talk about today. But there's a shift that happens within you when you're there and you're in the energy of this co-creation that is so beautiful and done with such integrity. You know, I've been blessed that when I was living in Virginia, I got to work on the back end of Yoga Jam for a bit. And so I was behind the scenes and got to see and experience and contribute to the love that goes into this festival. I absolutely love and I'm thrilled that you mentioned those two amazing women, Laura and Shirley-Ann. One of the reasons I felt it really important to bring you on and to talk about this festival specifically is because it's women founded and there's a, you know, a woman owner. And so I would love if you would just maybe touch on that and kind of, you know, how the festival came to be and a little bit about, you know, Shirley-Ann. I know you said she's still engaged. She's just such an amazing woman. I can't wait to squeeze her neck when I see her.
So, so one of my favorite visions every year is seeing Shirley-Ann ride up to say hello on a four-wheeler, you know, because it's so fun. The festival's on these beautiful rolling hills, just in the countryside of Floyd, which is like 40-ish miles from Roanoke. But it's technically Willis, but it's close to Floyd, where there's other festivals. So people might know the area, but it's just so intimate, the space, and they graze cows there for most of the year, and it's such a beautiful space. And I think that the original founders, Shirley-Ann and Lauren, there were others involved, but I think that really they had conversations at the time to marry yoga and music and that beautiful land. And it was just the three pieces that came together to make this festival really special, and really brings together, you know, like local folks, yogis, musicians. And so it's not just yoga, it's community. And it's almost like, I feel like we create every year, it's created like this perfect little environment, this little community where everybody gives their best self and wants and experiences just what it feels like to just be in community and be accepted and be welcomed wherever they turn. And so that's just one of the beautiful things. But as far as Laura and Shirley-Ann go, their vision, Laura, I think, brought more of the, you know, the kind of the production side and the music. And then Shirley-Ann, a longtime yogi and masseuse and other, she's so multi-talented. I can't I can't really even remember all the good things she's into, but and she brought that whole side, and somehow they created this you know, marriage of music, local music, you know, as far and also yogic music. So all of the music has like an underlying theme of self-improvement, love, sharing, compassion, wisdom, that kind of thing. And so it's really fantastic. And so the variety of music is incredible, but the underlying love is in all of it. And I love the choices that she makes. And so she's still involved. She's a crazy workaholic, and you'll see her riding around on that four-wheeler I said, and she's cool as hell, and she'll probably stop and say hello, no matter if, you know, she's a million times busy or not. So that's just a little bit about them.
So down to earth, and she has such like a grounded, just calming energy. Because, you know, I've been in the festival world for a while, and it's a big undertaking, right? To hold a space of that magnitude. And she just kind of comes in all calm. It doesn't matter what's happening. She really can hold it. So just taking this moment to honor her. And I hope that she watches this. I think she's in the group. But it's really beautiful. And I love that you mentioned kind of the, you know, the underlying aspect of this, because love is so infused in everything. So you're exactly right. From the conversations you have, to the food that you're eating, to the sounds, to the smells, to being connected to this beautiful farmland. It really is just a mind, body, soul experience of love. And I think that is what people carry with them. It might not be, oh, I remember this specific set or this yoga class. It's that feeling, and it really is magical. So I love that you touched on that. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the land, because I think it's really beautiful. I want to kind of paint a picture for the community in case this speaks to them. But it is a farm, you know, and so then it becomes this festival space. And there are, you said, beautiful rolling hills, and there's water that runs through the property, right? And just beautiful trees. And I know it's tournament, but do you want to speak a little bit about like it's a family farm, correct?
Yeah, it's a family farm. So I don't know many details, but they have several hundred acres at this particular location, and they do graze cattle there for the entirety of the year. So I think a few weeks or a month or something before that, they move them off for the festival area. And so during the festival, they're kind of close, you know, they're in other penned areas. And so it's kind of one of my favorite things when I arrive at box office in the morning to see the cows moving across the field, and they're just so gentle and so wonderful. But that's the land itself, and they've created all of the amenities to have a wonderful festival experience. So there's fresh spring water that's available, like free. I mean, you don't have to buy bottled water, have any of that mess. It's all available, you know, fresh, coming right out of the ground. And you know, the stream that you mentioned runs right through. And so if you get there early enough, there's some you know, rustic camping that could be found close to the streams, and you can, you know, bathe in the streams, you know, with reason. Don't, you know, put any chemicals or anything in there. Don't wash the dishes. But, you know, it's wonderful to see everybody just kind of sitting around, stacking stones, and just enjoying the cool stream that runs through the property. It's just so picturesque. And then all of the areas are kind of, you know, separated by that stream or a little walking bridge. And so it's kind of a magical experience. And the way that you'd camp, if you were coming, there's several options. You can camp with your car, and so we call that the neighborhood. So you can drive in and park with your car, and that's kind of the livelier area. Everybody pulls in and sets up their stuff. Or you can choose to hoof your stuff in, and really there's no limits, as long as you're not smack dab in the middle of a yoga tent or anything. Back into the woods for some, you know, or along the stream that we talked about, if there's open camping there. And a lot of the yoga studios, what we do is we offer a pass, like a group pass for yoga studios, and that is like a little bit of a discount. So yoga studios camp together in what we call the valley. So it's really cool. You'll see like a main tent, and then everybody's little tent around it. And so a lot of lively conversation and a lot of bonding going on. So anywhere you go is just incredible. But, you know, it's suitable for any kind of style. I want to be alone. I want to string a hammock in a tree, you know, from minimalist to bringing, you know, all your tent and your, you know, all kinds of things so that you can enjoy each other's company. So it's really lovely. But the land itself is several hundred acres, and just really set, not too far from Floyd, but really set apart from, you know, there's no sounds of roads or any of that kind of stuff. In the morning, you know, maybe an owl, definitely the cows, you know, that kind of thing. And if I haven't looked yet, I can't believe I haven't looked yet, I'm just crazy. But if there's a full moon, if there's no moon, the sky is so clear that you can see the Milky Way. It's just laying there. It's just such a beautiful sight. And if the moon is full, it's just so bright that you don't even need a flashlight. So those are some other really amazing things about the space.
I'm getting so excited.
I know, right?
I cannot help it because I'm so excited to go back. I have not gone, I guess, in 4 years. So prior to that, I was at every one. And so my soul's just like, yes, Leah, we're almost there. So let's talk about the timing. So there's still time to buy tickets or to see if you can volunteer. There are ways to go. We'll talk about that at the end. But it's taking place over Labor Day weekend. So it starts on Thursday, September 1st, and runs through the 4th, correct?
Right.
With things going
Monday.
on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, there's things going on all those 4 days. And then you can actually even camp on Sunday night and leave out Monday morning if you're just a camper. We're asking everybody, you know, like all the vendors and everything will start breaking down on Sunday evening. But it's a 4-day festival. So there's all kinds of stuff going on from 7 in the morning, or actually even overnight, because there's a drum circle and a fire area that probably goes way into the morning. And then the music is, you know, the last act is 1 o'clock on the weekend. So like there's music and yoga and all kinds of offerings under the tents, of all different types of yoga, meditation classes. There's a tea shanty that offers discussions and other learnings. There's all kinds of food vendors scattered, not only in the food area, but scattered in the main area where the main music is. And then there's music going on all the time on several stages. There's an acoustic stage, there's a main stage, and it's not huge. So it's very, even though there's all these offerings, it's really not, it's an intimate experience. It's not, you know, overflowing. And so, but there are tickets available. And so you can opt for like a day ticket, or you could stay for the whole 3 or 4 days. And they're still on our website, which is floydyogajam.net. and you can buy them there. Or if you wanted to just pop in, if you're in the local area, you can get a day pass at the box office. We do sell tickets on site, but it usually takes me a day to get internet service.
Yeah, because we're out there.
Yeah, that's right. We have to set up a router and all that kind of stuff. So give us a day at least. And then I think that's all the questions that you asked me about.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to I'll tag the website. You'll see some more posts about this as we move forward, because what's really cool is in this sisterhood specifically, there are so many women, so I'm going to shout them out. There are so many women who are actually participating. So obviously we have Shirley Ann, who's the founder, and she's there. She's a member of this community. We have you. But when it comes to facilitators, I'll see if I can list them off the top of my head, and I'm sure there's more in here. But as I mentioned, I'll be doing a women's circle on Saturday and on Sunday. We have Chelsea Novacell with C Yoga, who's going to be doing a yoga class. Ren Magdalene, I know, is doing, I think it's a kirtan concert with her band. And then I think that there's like another workshop or class she's doing. Leah Jones has offerings. Hannah Levin, who has been in here talking about Ayurveda, is doing yoga. And then I think an Ayurveda thing. We have the amazing Katie Wells, who actually is the reason I'm even doing this. She facilitated the first circle I ever sat in. She's doing some amazing offerings and ecstatic dance. And I think another offering, but all about movement. And then let's see, there was someone else. I think I mentioned Leah Jones, who's all about movement. And just so many amazing women, so many facilitators from all over, the country, really interesting things, men and women coming in. It's really for everyone. And for myself as a mother, I really love it because it feels very safe.
Yes.
As you mentioned, it feels very intimate. So even though, you have this like multiple yoga tents and you have multiple stages, it feels very safe and like, it's just like a sanctuary space, really. And it's very community minded. And there's an entire area for kids. I think you guys call it Kidsville.
Yeah,
but
Kidsville.
My kids love that area. It's run by amazing people. And so there's activities for kids.
Yeah, there's a hat making workshop this year, and there's a vendor that sells tie dye and often offers little workshops on how to make tie dye, and then yoga classes and drumming classes for kids are offered in Kidsville. And then I wanted to mention this too: is we offer we put all of our vendors that do healing services, massage, Reiki, other sound healing techniques. We place them in a quieter location along the same stream that we're talking about. And so you can go and just indulge yourself in any one of those services from some of our, and according to the coordinator for that area, that she's got more vendors, more services than ever before. So I totally always splurge every year.
Absolutely. Treat yourself to one of those experiences because there's just so many nourishing opportunities, and there really is something for everyone. So like if you're a music lover, there are amazing local bands, but also very big names. I mean, Paul Isaac and I can't remember MC Yogi's like family band, that name. I'll have to like drop.
Yeah, they just restyled themselves and they'll be there. They're the headliners on Saturday night with his wife, and they're both teaching yoga too as well. So Amanda and MC Yogi have a yoga class. I can't remember what the date is, or what the time is. And so they're there. And then, like you said, a lot of local acts, as well as, folks that have just been coming for the whole time. And then just traveled because they also hold a special place in their heart. Yeah, Cosmic Mellow. Thanks for
Cosmic Mellow. That's
awesome. Yeah, I've been listening to it too. It's just fantastic. It's love. What I really love is watching everybody evolve. Because I think that's the thing that's beautiful is even though I don't see the folks some of the year, when we get together, it's almost like time hasn't passed. But we've grown so much in a year, and it's beautiful to see how people evolve. And so, I hope you will check out MC Yogi's new endeavor with his wife and friends.
Absolutely, and that's what I think is fun is these artists and these teachers. They bring their families, they bring their friends, they come and experience this too, and often share in multiple capacities, like you mentioned. So from yoga to music, and just the amount of variety blows my mind. So I encourage everyone, once I drop the link, to go in there and look at
the schedule,
all of the offerings. I mean, anything you could want from, learning about plants to learning about nutrition in your body to, to obviously like early morning sound baths and meditation to dancing the night away with music. It's so beautiful. Let's go ahead and let everyone know. I know you mentioned it, but let's go ahead for those that may have joined at the end. if you want to attend, one, are you still accepting volunteers? And
Yes.
two, what's the best way to get a ticket? We'll go ahead and just say it again.
So we always can use volunteers. I mean, there's never a time when your help couldn't be used somewhere. So on the website, there is a menu option that says, how to get involved. And so underneath that, there is a volunteer link. Sorry, I got distracted. I have not done that many of these Facebook chats. So on the website, underneath the Get Involved link, there is how to volunteer. And so if you want to sign up, what we ask for is if you want to do 12 to 16 hours, the cost of the ticket is completely basically waived for that service. So it's an exchange, work exchange program. Also, you could just help out here and there, and that's something that's always welcome. And so when you get on site, if you've already purchased the ticket, or if you want to maybe just dip your toes into the volunteering, you can stop at the Info Depot, which is at the center of the festival site. It's usually a white tent right in the center, very easy to find, and just say, hey, I'd like to lend a hand. Can I help out in some way? And so there's all kinds of duties. I always love having people sit with me at box office to greet people and just be like that smiling face that somebody's driven 6 hours and they're like, I finally found it, and they're all frazzled and we're like, you made it. So those kinds are really wonderful. But volunteers are always really welcome, so I encourage you to sign up for that. I think there might be a $15 processing fee, but I don't handle that. So someone else is going to take that application and put you into the type of service that you're most interested in, hopefully. And there's all kinds of things like setup, where you do all your work beforehand and then you can enjoy the festival, or breakdown, so you can enjoy the festival and stay on a little bit longer to help break down all the festival work too. So there's all kinds of options for you. So I hope that.
And you said tickets are still available.
Yep.
So, if volunteering doesn't align, but you want to go and you want to join us and immerse yourself in this experience, it's FloydYogaJam.net. I'll drop the link in the comments and also in the post. And I guess I'd love to just, I haven't seen necessarily any questions. Let me scroll up. Yeah, Chelsea said Cosmic Mellow. Okay, that's my bio sis, Ryan. She goes, now I know why you ignored my call. She called at the beginning of this, and so I had to silence it. So if you saw me doing something on my phone, I was like, oh my gosh, because I heard it ringing in my ear. I guess that's all the comments. So since we're caught up, I would love to just really end with, if you were to, mention a few words to, if it's hard to even put into words what this experience is, but maybe just a few words that kind of want to come through you at this time that can help people tap into what this experience could potentially feel like for them, or what they might receive. I know that's a big question, but I'm all about kind of like the wisdom drop at the end.
I dig it. No problem. I think really for me and for a lot of the folks that I see, and believe me, since I work in the box office, really, I see almost everyone. If I'm on a break, I might miss you, but that's about it. And so for me, what I notice is that it is a sense of welcome and acceptance that is just unparalleled. And so bringing all your fears and leaving them at the gate is basically what I think is a beautiful, try it and see what that feels like, to just go in and say, I'm here, and believe that you're welcome, and experience what welcome feels like, because everyone is arriving from different places, and somehow we want to connect. And so the beauty of the festival is connection. It's allowing your own self, your heart to shine. That's this year's festival's theme even is Shine On, but just really just bringing what it is you want to shine out from your heart, and not being afraid to just share that with others. And I think that that's just such a beautiful part of the festival for me. And I watch people come shy, maybe angry or tired because they had a rough drive, and all the traffic on 81 or something, and then by the end of the festival they just seem like layers have been shed, and so it's just really lovely to watch. And so I would say that connection and being able to bring your own gifts and shine them out is probably the most important part for me and to share.
Oh, I love that. And it's so spot on to be in the energy of that ancient land in the mountains, land that is cared for by a family, surrounded by trees and water and animals, to be in the energy of so many powerful healing modalities, high vibrational food, high vibrational sounds, and then through that, amazing, heart-focused people. Like, I have chills.
Yeah.
It is unlike anything else I've experienced. So if anything we've shared, you know, speaks to you, if you have any questions, you can message me. I can link you up with Jackie. I can send you to the website. But consider joining. Not only do we have women from the Sisterhood facilitating experiences, we have women that are driving from South Carolina to come. We have a lot of women in the Sisterhood that live in Virginia already that are coming. So I would just love for there to be this like goddess takeover with so many of us heading to the mountain to be in sacred sisterhood and in soulful community with everyone that is feeling this call and being magnetized to this beautiful experience that two amazing women founded. Like, let's babes support babes. That's what we start saying. Let's do it.
Oh, so, and the best part, let me mention the last thing. Every year there's like a really groovy, we give them out, we sell them at the merchant tent, and they're silicone. Right? So it's like, you know, a pint glass, and it's great for hot stuff. And I drink my tea out of it like every single day. And every year there's a new color, and we don't know what the color is. So they're just awesome. So I have my little collection.
Many of those in my cupboard for sure. I always love the unveiling of what it's going to look like. I almost wore my tank top here in the chat, and I was like, okay, I don't know if you'd be able to see it.
I got mine on there.
Yes. So let's speak to that really quickly. Amazing merch, not only from the festival, but also the artists and the yoga teachers. So there's books, there's jewelry, just within the merch tent, plus amazing shopping from other vendors.
I think, you know, this year I've secured, we've got all kinds of jewelry and clothing and handmade art and, you know, tarot readings and all of the healing vendors that we talked about, and herbal products, and I mean chocolate and food, and it's just fun. It's really fun to pull it together, and it's kind of an amazing little place. I always wish that I could just live there.
It's one of those experiences you don't, you know, quite want to end, but it's an incredible opportunity to immerse yourself in the magic of Floyd Yoga Jam and then carry it back.
Yes, exactly. And I think that is the biggest feeling when people are leaving, is that they feel renewed and they feel inspired to bring that feeling that it's real, and you can bring that out. And so if we all scatter to the winds, we're bringing that love and that wisdom and that compassion out in all directions. So I think it's fantastic. I'm not going to stop volunteering anytime soon.
Well, I look forward to having your face be one of the first faces I see when I show up on that
mountain. Say hello, everybody, when you get there.
Absolutely. Make sure you stop by. Say hello to Jackie. Head to floydyogajam.net to purchase your ticket. If any questions come up about the festival, you can drop it here in the live or shoot me a message. And I will continue to promote the festival within the community so you know what's happening. And I will try to go through and highlight the different sisters that I know that they're in the community that are participating so we can support them, because that's what we're about here, is women supporting women.
Awesome.
So thank you, Jackie, for coming. And thank you, Shirley Ann, for linking us up. And I honor you. I'm excited to see you soon. And thanks for everyone who tuned in. So much love.
Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.